Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from a new milestone for Eminem that's a testament to just how much he dominated the music industry in the 2000s. Today we also have one that came out of left field as Eminem clashes with the podcast Reasonably Shady when they applied to trademark the name, since it included the word shady. And while many who look to be fans of the podcast are dragging Eminem for this, some have explained the move from Eminem's team to block this from happening. And as you'd see, it's not as ludicrous when you get to find out some more details on what's going on, and we'll get to more on this in a bit. Today we also have more from whom some have described as Jay-Z's El Jamar, Big Gipp, who looks to have a bone to pick with Jay-Z, and this time he shared his thoughts on why he believes New York crapped on Nas when he was going at it with Jay-Z back then, and why they switched up later. Now, remember, we recently covered the story of how Big Gipp believes Tupac would always be greater than Jay-Z because he didn't need no money to be a star or to get a woman like Beyonce, and Big Gipp believes the hip-hop community in New York sided with Jay-Z over Nas during their beef, and it was because of the money. And speaking with the art of dialogue, Big Gipp stated, "Look how they crapped on Nas. They just now messing with Nas the right way because Nas went and got some money outside the music business, and now it's cool to like Nas. But when it wasn't cool, it was about Jay and Jay money. Come on, man. When you go get some money, then everybody changed their whole attitude, how they deal with you. So it's like, when I look at fake-ish like that, I just be like, man, get the F out of here." And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on this. Do you think Jay getting raided over Nas has something to do with the money? Moving on, we all know that Eminem was the artist of the 2000s decade based on album sales in the United States, and globally he outsold everyone in the 2000s. But a lot has changed since then. First, we moved into the digital downloads era. Eminem also dominated then, and now in the streaming era, we got more that recently hit the web. Check this out. Eminem's Lose Yourself surpassed The Killer's Mr. Brightside and became the most streamed song from 2000s in Spotify. Eminem now holds the record for most streamed 2000s song and album, The Eminem Show. And to add to this, he's had the most streamed non-single of all time, Till I Collapse, which was also released in the 2000s. So it's a 2000s decade sweep for M. Moving on, according to reports, Eminem clashed with the Reasonably Shady podcast over the Shady trademark. And here's a nice breakdown of what's going on. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Rapper Eminem is opposing Robin Dixon and Giselle Bryant from Bravo's Real Housewives of Potomac's trademark application for Reasonably Shady, the name of their new podcast. It continues. Eminem Marshall Mathers was named one of the greatest rappers of all time and has been exclusively using the names Slim Shady and Shady for entertainment services since '98. He also owns the trademark registration for Shady in Class 025 for t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. Eminem says, quote, "Confusion is unavoidable. Reasonably Shady simply looks and sounds like Shady, and it's likely that consumers will believe the podcast and merch are sponsored, licensed, and/or otherwise approved by or in some way connected with him, and many are dragging Eminem for reaching in reaction to this. But there's more, which we'll explore in a bit. But first, check out some examples. Girl, no one is confusing Slim Shady and this bogus podcast Eminem and his attorneys are reaching. Another expands. No one saw Reasonably Shady and thought of Eminem or Slim Shady. This is a reach and doing too much. And some took it further. Be for real. Who is calling Eminem Slim Shady in 2023? No one thought, oh, Reasonably Shady is awfully alike to Slim Shady. No one is thinking about that man in 2023.
Oh, really?
I don't like the Green-Eyed Bandits, but this is a reach, loudly crying emoji. But some have explained why the move from Eminem shouldn't come as a surprise, since they are trying to trademark Reasonably Shady. Check this out. For your information, Eminem's daughter made a podcast last year with a similar name, and that has the word shady in it. He didn't have a problem until the GEBs tried to trademark. They waited until now to do it, instead of when they first started it, back when his daughter didn't have one or used it. So how I interpret this is, Eminem's team has moved to stop this because if they successfully trademark Reasonably Shady, guess who they may be going after? His daughter's podcast, Just a Little Shady. And the irony here is, the reason may be, quote, "Confusion is unavoidable." The news has made headlines, so what are your thoughts? Is Eminem reaching, or is the purpose of this to protect his brand? That will include the Just a Little Shady podcast. That will be all for now. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe for more, and see you on the next one.